News is now. Hello, I'm Tamsin Fidel. Now your picks 11 at 10 tonight. The NRA apparently has no shame. Families of the victims of the Sandy Hook massacre are being bombarded with robocalls from the gun lobby. Jay Dow is live in Newtown, Connecticut with the story for us. Jay.
Tamsin, what we learned today is that Newtown is in the very beginning stages of trying to get past this shooting tragedy, and that process was disrupted with one simple phone call. The National Rifle Association advocates for gun rights. It always has and likely always will. But did the NRA cross the line when it began making automated robocalls, soliciting support for gun rights in grief-stricken Newtown, Connecticut?
Despite an outcry of public opposition, anti-gun legislators are aggressively pursuing numerous proposals that are designed to disarm and punish law-abiding gun owners and sportsmen.
After all, it's only been 3 months since a lone gunman, armed with a military-style semi-automatic assault rifle, murdered 20 school children and a half-dozen staffers at Sandy Hook Elementary School.
My daughter went to the school, and her best friend died, Olivia Engel.
The massacre is still a touchy subject here in Newtown. Do you know anyone who received these robocalls?
I did. I've gotten 5 of them, and it's disgusting. It's horrifying. We want to heal, and we want to be back to normal. We want to get back to normal, and
this doesn't help.
No.
This Newtown resident is not alone.
I guess the word shameless sort of comes up. Of all the places you shouldn't be doing robocalls, I would think most people would say that's not a good place to do it. They ought to be ashamed.
But this is America, which means anyone has the right to disagree with that position.
You're going to have people that are scared, but you're going to have people that are, logical thinking about it.
This Newtown resident is an NRA member. He supports the organization's efforts, including those robocalls. Are you concerned at all about the people who are still hurting?
Yeah, I'm concerned about the people who are hurting.
Who received those calls?
Well, yeah, you know what? That's probably the downside of it. Obviously, it's going to cause a little bit of hurt. But you know what? The people have to stand up for the Constitution and their amendments. They have to stand up for the freedom, because once we lose that, we never get it back.
What we cannot dispute is this story's devastating impact on Newtown. Regardless of your position on gun control, we couldn't help but feel this woman's despair when describing the ordeal of having to relive a tragedy that unfortunately has come to define this small community.
Everybody hurts. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like, we love that you come here, but we also don't want you to be here because we just want to heal. Thank you.
Janice Markey also very kindly let us know that the NRA is just one element in the cycle of trauma in this community. The other element, people like us in the media. Every time we come to cover a story like this, we couldn't argue with her. We're live in Newtown tonight. Jay Dow, Pix 11 News. Tamsin?
All right, Jay, thank you.
I believe in the Second Amendment, and I'll fight to protect it. But with rights come responsibilities.
Well, Mayor Bloomberg's gun control ad started running in 13 states today. This advertising blitz is aimed at pressuring Congress to act on gun control. The ads are running in states where Democratic and Republican senators are hoping for spring recess.
The public, in the end, I've always thought, is a lot smarter than the elected officials. They understand it's the elected officials that are voting the other way. When Harry Reid can't get more than 40 votes, it's the elected officials that have the problem.
All right, the Senate will debate a bill that includes background checks when they get home from vacation come next month. Well, you call this spring, another Monday, another sloppy winter storm. Let's get over to Mr. G in the Weather Center. Maybe some good answers.
Well, we're winding down around the tri-state area, but we're going through still pockets of snow and rain. This time we can see the snow across East End of Long Island all the way out to Montauk Point and Brookhaven. So the storyline is, again, things winding down, but the chill intact. From all the way from Shirley down to Farmingdale, down to Massapequa and Northport across Long Island. And also you can see across Norwalk and New Haven and also Carl Place, when you get this snow and the temps are falling, it can be a little tricky. We're going to wind it out to Newburgh and also the city in at 38 degrees. Here comes the snow, and there goes the snow, and the dry air gets in here, so it will get progressively better. But where the heck is spring, man? Temperatures in the 30s across the Ohio Valley, and these are high temperatures for tomorrow. Marquette and also Chicago. The normal high right around here should be right around 53 degrees. Forget about it. So with the dip in the jet hooking down from Canada, we stay cold for the next couple of days. Where's spring? We found it. We'll talk about it. We'll get to it later on.
All right, G, thank you. We'll see you in a little bit. Well, the Supreme Court will hear two big cases this week in the gay marriage debate. When it's all over, there could be a historic win for gay rights. And Mercogliano is live in Times Square with more tonight. Ann.
Tamsin, couples here in New York are paying close attention to a case that will debate the federal ban on same-sex marriage recognition. While it's legal here in New York, many couples telling us they are still facing many hurdles.
Being able to get married, that was an amazing experience in itself.
College sweethearts Mario Pabon and Jason McAllister had been together for almost 7 years when, in 2011, gay marriage became legal in New York State.
At the moment, it was just funny seeing everybody else celebrating us worrying about our budget.
But it hasn't been an easy road.
The hassle to be married in the state but not federally. We don't get the same amount of benefits, we don't get the same amount of tax breaks, and filing our taxes is quite different when you have to file joint for state and separate for federal.
Now the couple is waiting to see what happens in Washington this week as a challenge to the Defense of Marriage Act, or DOMA, goes before the Supreme Court.
The only law that can pass is to help us be first-class citizens.
State Senator Reverend Ruben Diaz voted against gay marriage in New York, while he believes everyone is entitled to good benefits.
The government could rule to give certain benefits. We do that every day. You don't have to be married.
Diaz and other members of the New York Hispanic Clergy Organization are heading to Washington to express their views and pray for the court justices.
Marriage should not include a man with a man and a woman with a woman.
But for Mario and Jason, they are hoping the case will be another milestone.
It really is about equality. I mean, it really is about, like, when I say to someone, this is my husband, that it is the same to them, that it's the same weight to them that is if someone said, this is my wife.
And the DOMA case was brought about by a woman here in New York City over estate taxes. The case will be heard on Wednesday, but a decision may not come down for several months. And that's the story from here in Times Square. Tamsin, back to you.
All right, Ann, thank you. Well, while the Supreme Court listens to arguments about same-sex marriage, a lesbian cousin of Chief Justice John Roberts will be in the audience. Justice Roberts gave Jean Podrosky the invitation. She actively campaigned against Prop 8. She says she believes Justice Roberts is in line with the majority of Americans who support gay marriage. She hopes that he is able to now convince the other justices. Amanda Knox will learn tomorrow if her ordeal is over or whether she's going to face trial again. Italy's highest court heard arguments from both sides today. 4 years ago, Knox and her boyfriend were sentenced to 25 years in prison for knifing her British roommate. A college student at the time, she did 4 years behind bars. Then an appeals court overturned the conviction and set her free. Well, Ford Motor Company has apologized for an unauthorized ad it did not create. As you can see, the ad shows a trunk full of bound and gagged, scantily clad women tied up in the back of a compact car driven by Italy's Silvio Berlusconi. Another ad shows a cartoon Paris Hilton hauling what looks like the Kardashian sisters tied up in the trunk there. The tagline for the ad is "Leave your worries behind" with Figo's extra large boot. It was actually created by an outside advertising agency and released without the permission of Ford. Even so, Ford India says it regrets the campaign, calling it unfortunate.
To explore strange new regulations, to boldly go where no government employee has gone before.
The IRS takes wasting your money to another dimension. It spent $60,000 on 2 training videos. One is an elaborate Star Trek spoof. Angry lawmakers have called the videos useless and wasteful.
Lieutenant Mackey, report.
Yes, sir. It's worse than we thought. There's money laundering, bribery, cash pay haircuts and manicures running rampant in the street. Sir, they're even exchanging their lowest coin currency for paper bills.
You don't mean...
That's right, sir. Pennies on a dollar.
All right. Well, the IRS is now apologizing for wasting your hard-earned money on the videos you're looking at there. MTA's Video Music Awards is coming to the Barclays Center. It marks the first major award show to take place in Brooklyn. The VMAs is traditionally held in Los Angeles or Manhattan. The last time the show was in New York was at Radio City Music Hall back in 2009. You probably remember that one. That's when Kanye West crashed the stage and told Taylor Swift that Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. MTV will celebrate 30 years of VMAs this year. The big event goes down August the 25th. All right, take a look at him. He is smiling for a reason. Meet New Jersey's newest multimillionaire. That's right. Pedro Quezada won the big Powerball jackpot. The 44-year-old father of 5 owns a bodega in Passaic. Today, he showed up at a nearby liquor store where he purchased the ticket. He says he was shocked to learn that he was the big winner. After taxes, he's going to take home $152 million. Not a bad deal at all. Well, the face of Bill Gates probably is not the first thing that comes to mind when you think about sex. Until now, the Microsoft founder wants to build a better condom. The current model has been in use for about 400 years. So if you come up with the winning idea, you would be paid $100,000 for it. The Gates Foundation is looking for a snazzier condom without the latex. It should have new materials and product design that enhance sensation and make the condom less of a mood killer. Actress Tilda Swinton is sleeping in a box at the MoMA part-time. It's for an art exhibit called The Maybe. The Oscar winner will be back 6 more times this year. No one knows exactly when. So far, Matthew Broderick, Sarah Jessica Parker, and James Franco have watched her sleep at the MoMA. Swinton first took on the role at the museum in London back in 1995. She did it again the following year in Rome. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on. Tilda in a box. Is it art? That is tonight's top tweet topic for you. Well, just about anything passes for art in this town, but do you really want to watch a Scottish actress sleep behind glass? Do you even get it? Do you appreciate the strange void of existential angst and anguish that is Tilda Swinton? Or is this the worst thing to happen to art since Thomas Kincaid? Tweet me. I'm at Tamsin Fidel. Next, Subway Snapshot.
We've asked the MTA to let us know where there are cameras and where there are not cameras, but they have not gotten back to us.
Grease is the word.
If someone's coming to steal grease, they don't do it in the store.
No, they would have to come down to the basement and use this little hatch to get to the 55-gallon drums that we have inside.
Doggone it.
All kinds of creatures, human and not, use our parks. Is this one going to the dog?